Hi guys, my name is Logan and this is going to be my YouTube channel. The first video I'm just gonna, really explain who I am, answer a bunch of questions that I have so you can get to know me before I get on to the videos that I'm going to be putting out on my channel, and that's reviewing things from like the news to people to food to events to anything that really seems to be going on that honestly seems a little relevant. So I'm going to go ahead and start. My name is Logan MacRae. I live in New Hampshire, southernish New Hampshire. I work at a call center for customer service. I mean, we have days when it can be really slow and, boring, and then we have some days that are very ramped up and, people are cranky because, we can only do so much, obviously. There's only so much we can handle. Then I'm 22 and currently, unfortunately, still living at home. I think, whatever God there may be, for my Nana who has helped me support me, but I'd much rather live by myself, but currently I'm still trying to work on that. I am the oldest of 5 altogether. It is me, and I'm 22. I still count all my stepbrothers and my half-brothers as my full brothers, but for this I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on. My oldest is my stepbrother, and his name is Dylan, and then there's Connor, who is my full brother, they're both 19, 20? Dylan's 20, Connor's 19. Then I have Bailey, who is my other stepbrother, who's in high school and 15. Then I have my youngest brother, who is 13 and also in high school. I graduated in 2014. Graduated out of Spalding High School in Rochester, New Hampshire. My full opinion is it's a school. It's not the best, definitely not the worst. I went there for my freshman and my senior year because at the time when I was in high school I lived in Wakefield, New Hampshire, and most people have no idea where that is. And it's too small to have a high school, so they bused us to Rochester. But my sophomore and junior year, I had moved in with my dad in Northwood, and they went to Cobra Northwood Academy. That's a really good school. The reason that I left and came back is because I'm only going to give a short explanation on this, and I can delve into it more if anybody wants me to. My freshman year, I made a stupid mistake and ended up dating my best friend's ex-boyfriend, and then I got bullied out of that school. So I moved in with my dad, and then, time went by, everything got, better. I wasn't as depressed. And then, I went to therapy, and she told me that I should fight my demons that I ran away from. So I went back to that school. I'm okay now, for that, at least. I have a bunch of questions on my phone that I'm going to go ahead and go through so you can really, get to know me and, get to how sarcastic and I really am. Okay, so it says, if you didn't have to sleep, what would you do with your extra time? Honestly, I'd probably work a lot more, and I would write, because I love to write, I love to read. I write, they're kind of like romance dramas, but I hate using that term, because they're not, the standard mushy-gushy, so a lot of things happen, but, it's still based around, romance, and there's a lot of drama, but it's not a lot of mushy-gushy stuff. And what hobby would you get into if time and money weren't an issue? I think I would be a full-time writer, even though, learn how to get better and just do that, make that my passion, make that career, because I love writing, I love expressing myself through that. I usually try to write as I'm in the person that's in the story. What would your perfect room look like? That's a standard question. My favorite color is black, so a lot of it would probably be black, and it would be covered in things like Batman. I'm in love with Batman. And then my favorite bands, which, I have a very wide variety of music that I like, so it would be like Black Veil Brides and Falling in Reverse, but it also has some One Direction stuff, and then it would also have the ones like Niall, Zayn, Louis, Liam, Harry, individually. But then I would also have, my favorite YouTubers up, just because, I love supporting them when I can, because obviously I'm not made of money, I can't do it whenever I want to. On the subject of that, my favorite YouTubers currently, it all actually started off with Scott Sire, in the vlogging community. because at first I thought David was probably the most annoying person in my life. I'm not even gonna lie. But so I watched Scott's videos, subscribed to everything I had, bought my first sweatshirt, which is actually this one right here. If I could pick it up, that would be cool. Love this sweatshirt. It's kind of old. And then, I was watching Liza on those little clips on Facebook. Thought she was absolutely hilarious. So then I figured after that I would go ahead and start watching her YouTube. Oh, she's so funny. I love how different she is, and she's very honest with what's going on. And then I figured I would give David another try. Wasn't as annoying as the first impression I got. He is actually really funny. I do follow him. Currently waiting for the 420 vlog. It is 420. Then I started watching Zayden Heath. He's just funny. I love his girlfriend Mariah. I'm so glad they found each other. And then there's Zane, which I love. He is what I call my good and my bad universe. So I have pictures at work that I'll show you. And obviously I kind of get made fun of for, having pictures of somebody I don't know, which is, whatever, people say what they want. But in my opinion, and somebody's opinion I was talking to, was actually, he's like, you're brave enough to show what you like. And my opinion is, I need something good in all the bad that's going on, so that's what I look forward to. All of them, mainly Zane, not gonna lie. And then, what is the most annoying habit that other people have? In my opinion, honestly, is chewing with your mouth open. I don't want to see what you're chewing. Shut your mouth. What job do you think you'd be really good at? What I think I'd be really good at, and what I apparently am really good at, is customer service. Since I was 16, I've always been formed in some sort of customer service, whether it be retail, whether it be, unfortunately I worked at McDonald's, so fast food, or whether it be like customer service in Walmart, or customer service that I'm doing now over the phone. I always seem to be good with that. I always seem to be able to handle the situation, what's going on around me, etc. What skill would you like to master? I have two. Currently, I would like to get better at writing. I would like to, I keep writing every day. I have a blog that I'm going to go ahead and put in the description below. I publish every day at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I would also like to get ready on my personal writing, just so everything looks better, everything sounds better. It's not just me writing. I'd be writing to everybody. And then, probably, honestly, I wish I was better at art. I try really hard. I'm not good at it. I'm trying to get back into it so I have more to outlook than just writing. If you had unlimited funds to build a house that you would live in for the rest of your life, what would the finished house look like? Honestly, it would probably be a really big house, and that is more the fact that I come from a very large family. My mom divorced, and then obviously my dad remarried, but my mom did. So I want a big family. Honestly, I only want 4 kids at the very most, but I would just, anybody, my family, if they wanted to live with me, they could live with me, and I would have the room for them. And that's just because I've always come from a very big family. What songs have you completely memorized? Since when? The earliest I can currently remember is probably One Direction. I could still sing those songs now. I mean, I was that teenage girl that was in love with them. I only saw them once, unfortunately. That was after Zayn left, and it was actually their last tour in America. It was actually their last gig in America. It was for my birthday from one of my exes. And then, as of now, I have a couple songs I've memorized. Trick question. So, obviously there are songs that I've listened to in the past that I could probably still sing, but completely memorized. Right now it is most of Scott Sire's songs I could probably sing. There's a couple parts, I know what he's saying, but I can't sing. So I don't really know if that counts. And then, what game or movie universe would you like to live in? Movie? I'm gonna go with TV show. And, oh crap, what is it called? Pause. I currently cannot think of exactly what it's called. Let me pull up Netflix, because it was a Netflix original. And, I'm like, oh, I'll give this one a shot. Where the heck did it go? Pretty sure it was in here. Maybe it was in here. I'll give this one a shot. See what's going on. It looks cool. Most of the Netflix originals have been amazing. There's some a little iffy ones. That's my opinion, though. So, in reality, it doesn't really matter exactly what I think, as long as, Netflix is making their money. Sorry, I have to log into my account. I got a new phone. So, yeah, logging into everything is a little weird, because, a lot of the things I've had my phone for a while, and I haven't had to log into it. So it's been a little weird. Okay. I know it's in here somewhere. Apparently I have a lot on my list for Netflix. Oh, there it is. Okay, so it's called Altered Carbon. And I think the only reason I would actually live in it's in the future, so I'm definitely I like futuristic things when they're, decently fact-based, when things, maybe this could happen. So, obviously, they have the rich people, that are rich and live forever, because, they have them bodies made, so all you do is, it's like a memory chip in the back of your neck that you could put into another body, and you remember everything. So, and, obviously, this guy who's in not his body was a part of the revolution before everybody died. So I would like to live in that, to be in the revolution, to figure out what's going on. Futuristic is in reality exactly what I'd want to do. So then, am I usually early or late? That's a trick question, because I'm either early or super late. There is no in between. I can't be on time. So I'm usually about 15 to 30 minutes early. But if I'm going to my mom's house or something, I'm usually 2 hours early. She lives 2 hours from me up in East Bumcrack. So yeah, I have to be early or I'm late. There's never been an in between for me. What type of pets did you have growing up? We always had cats. We had dogs a couple times. We had mice. We had fish. Now we currently have 5 cats. 4 of them are my Nana's, 1 of them are mine. There is Elmer, Louise, Seamus, Bear, and then mine is Kiki. She's about 2. We currently have one of our kind of neighbors, it's diagonal. She's not supposed to breed animals, obviously, because we live in a park, so we don't really have the room for it. But she does it anyway. And so 3 of those actually came from her house, and we ended up adopting them because she obviously wasn't taking care of them. When people come to you with help, what do you usually want to help with? That's a loaded question, in my opinion, because I love talking to people. I love trying to help them as much as I can. But if I don't know, what they're going through, then I'll tell them that. I'll be like, I will listen to you as much as you want me to, but honestly, I can't give good advice because I have no idea what you're going through. So I try to use my own life experiences to help somebody else. Yes, I completely understand that doesn't always help, but that's usually the advice, and me trying to help people is that's the way I do it. What would be the first question after waking up from being frozen for 100 years? I'm not even gonna lie, I'm pretty sure it'd be what year is this? Because, I have no idea what I would ask, or I would have to see what's going on outside to have more questions, so I think it would be what year is going on? Who's president? Are we alive? Why are you unfreezing me? It would be that type of stuff. It wouldn't be anything profoundly hey, what's going on? Because I would have to see what's going on to then ask the questions. What are small things that made your day better? Okay, so I work in a call center. We have cubicles, we share desks. But it's a very big organization because obviously we handle a lot of things besides just what I do. We have a couple other departments. So I have friends, surprisingly, haha, I work with, and when I see them come in and we talk, it makes my day better that I have someone to talk to, and they're not across the room, so I can sit there and talk to them, and human contact is good. So I have a couple friends at work that always makes me feel better, makes my day better. My family, always. I don't know what I would do without my family. Like I said, I came from a very big family, so I've always had my family in bad times and good times. They've always been there for me, and I have such a big family that there's always someone to turn to. And who's your go-to band and artist when you can't decide on something to listen to? Connor Maynard, still. I had no idea what I was listening to. I have a huge playlist on my phone because I have Apple Music. I had no idea what I was going to listen to for the longest time. I'll listen to Scott, but he only has so many songs, so I'm like, my drive to work and drive to back, I love his music, but I don't want to listen to it on repeat. So Connor's a little bit more, so I can just go ahead and go back and forth, and then if nothing comes, I'll just hit random and I'll listen to whatever comes on. And what shows are you into? Holy moly. I think the biggest argument I've ever had with family, relationships, friends, anything, is that I don't watch enough TV. Yes, I do watch TV, but my absolute go-to show, my go-to show is Criminal Minds. I've seen everything. I think the only thing I haven't seen is the last 2 episodes, and that's because I'm waiting for the 3rd one to come out so I can watch all 3, because me and cliffhangers don't get along. So, but I've seen everything they have on Netflix at least like 6,000 times. I love the show. I know what episodes I don't like, and if I don't know the episode, I'll watch like 10 seconds and I can tell you everything about it. And then, so I watch TV when I go to bed. And that's just because, not because I need noise, because I've tried the fan, the white noise machines. No, I need a TV show that I've seen a million jillion times, that I don't, the momentarily running away. We have a stray cat that's trying to come in. My nana's like, I don't want any more cats, I have enough. We really don't need another cat. She doesn't want it, we're not going to take it. So, like I said, I watch TV when I go to bed, but it can't be show, not that I don't enjoy, because I love Criminal Minds, but I can't watch it. Like, I could be dead tired, like, I'm going to die, and I can't go to sleep when I'm watching Criminal Minds. So, there comes to, I watched Family Guy for a really long time. I still watch Family Guy, but I watched it mainly when I go to bed. But they took it off Netflix, so I needed something else to watch because I don't have an actual TV in my room, which is fine. I use my computer. So I'm like, okay, going through things, I'm like, okay, I've seen Phineas and Ferb a couple times. So, those are my 3 shows that I watch consecutively, all the time, every day. I really need to open up to what I'm watching, but I really haven't. What age do you wish you could permanently be? Honestly, I'm only 22, so I don't know. But I think I would probably be like mid-20s, late 20s. So I could still have energy, but not... So I could still have some life experiences and have kids, but not start... Like, I already have problems with my joints. Start to have those, start to, not have as much energy. So that's what I would do. What TV shows or movies do you refuse to watch? And I don't think this is what TV shows I refuse to watch, but I think it's because there's a specific actor in them. So, I think I've seen The Interview. That is the only movie I will watch with James Franco. I don't know why. I don't know if it's his acting or something, but I just don't like him. I love Seth Rogen, and I know they're together a lot. I can't do it. Okay. What would your ideal way to spend a weekend? I think it would be honestly, either if I can't go anywhere, it would be with my family. If I could go anywhere, it would be traveling. Not like somewhere so far, because obviously we only have a weekend, but just be traveling, exploring new places, that type of stuff. What is something that is considered a luxury, but you don't think you could live without? Honestly, electronics. I have 2 computers. I have a Dell and I have an Apple. But then I also have an iPad, an Apple Watch, and an Apple phone. And that's the reason I haven't completely got rid of my Dell is because I love my Dell. But then I wanted to have everything Apple so everything could run through together. But I really don't think I could live without... Like, I could probably do without my computer. Probably could do without all my other stuff as long as I had my phone. And I know that's very common in today, that's very common with millennials. Yeah, I don't think I could do without it. Unfortunately, like when we lose electricity, I probably lose my mind. I have lost my mind. And what do you wish you knew more about? A lot of things, honestly. I wish I knew how to use my money better. Like, I am decent at it, but I wish I was better at it. I wish I knew how to write better. I wish I knew how to draw better. I wish I could learn to control my anger better. Not as bad as Alex. He has gotten better. Not quite sure if the whole thing he's doing right now is like, what, you know what? It's not my business, honestly. Believe what you want to believe. But I don't know exactly if that makes sense. Would you rather go hang gliding or whitewater rafting? That's a trick question because I haven't done either, but I want to do both. They're both on my, I'm not calling it a bucket list. What's your dream car? Honestly, I don't want like a Lamborghini like I did when I was, a kid. Don't want a Lamborghini, but I do want the 3 cars I currently want. I want a Jeep Rubicon, I want a Range Rover, and I want a Tesla. Out of all 3 of those, I think a Rubicon's the only thing I'm going to be able to afford. But I can have dreams, can't I? What's worth spending more on to get the best? You. Honestly. And that I did get from Elton. I watched I called it inspirational because it really was, how he got from being homeless to where he is now. You invest in you however you see fit. If you want to go to college, invest in you, get the career you want. If you want to be a social media influencer and do YouTube and Instagram and Snapchat, then invest in you so you can do that. Invest in the best, you become the best. What are you most looking forward to in the next 10 years? Honestly, I thought at this point in my life I would be married or soon to be married, trying to settle down, etc. When I was a kid, that's what I wanted to do. Hold on. That's what I wanted to do. And about this time last year, I was engaged. I did break it off, so my life kind of took a spiral turn into what I wasn't expecting. So honestly, I don't really know what I want. What I want and what I dream is that, I'll be stable. I'll have a house of my own. Even if I don't have kids, I would like to have, a family, which I do have. I would like to have a family, be married, be doing okay for myself. The super standard. Where's the most interesting place you've been? I've done a lot of traveling up and down the East Coast because my grandparents live in Virginia. Then I have family that lives in Florida. I've been to Florida for my senior trip. My best friend's mom took me. But I think honestly, the most interesting thing I've seen was they have a set of caves in Virginia. That was totally bizarre to me, and it was amazing that everything was natural and people didn't build this. And it's the same thing as like the pyramids. You're like, I can't believe people built this. But it's the opposite. Like, I can't believe this is completely natural. Okay. What's something you've been meaning to try but haven't gotten around to it? This. I've been wanting to make a YouTube channel for a very, very long time, and this is the first time that I've been able to get my stuff together, get rid of all my anxiety, and I'm not going to be able to do this and put myself out there. How different was my life a year ago? That is a huge thing. Like I did say, about a year ago, I was engaged to a boyfriend of 2 years. At the time, I was working at an inventory company out of Manchester. We travel around, I think it was New Hampshire and Maine, mainly. We did a couple in Massachusetts and a couple in Vermont. And we were going all over all the time. Sometimes we'd have overnights. And, we kind of fell apart. So I decided that that's not what I wanted to be doing in my life. So, yeah, a year ago, I was working inventory and engaged. Now I am in a customer service department and not engaged and completely single. What's the best way to start a day? waking up. I mean, I know that sounds wicked ridiculous, but when you have depression, like really bad depression, there are a lot of days you don't want to wake up, you don't want to be here, you don't want to get out of bed. So in my full honest opinion, the best way to start a day is to wake up and get yourself started. What would you rate 10 out of 10? Zane, David, Scott, Heath, Liza, the etc. But besides that, I honestly think I would do, like, Criminal Minds. I think they're still doing really good. I'm kind of excited. I'm hoping that they don't end it, but I think we're slowly coming down to a close, so I don't know how much longer they're going to be able to be doing that. And then, I don't really know what else. I think that's all I can think of. What city would you most like to live in? Now, my goal is, there are 3 places I'm contemplating on living, because even though I love my family, I really don't want to stay in New Hampshire. So I want to go visit New York. I have been there twice, but I want to see, this is my time to see it. If I want to live there, I know everybody's living experience is different. And also I have an aunt who lives in Ohio. It's somewhere different, it's somewhere new. I'm going to go to try to see her, see if it's something I want to do. And then there's the last and final place, which is, of course, California. It's not because I want to be, close to the vlog squad is what I'm going to call them, because that is what they're called. Because that's a little creepy. Like, that's beyond creepy. I've always wanted to move out to California. It's different. It's a completely different lifestyle than what's out here. Like I said, with Ohio, it's a completely new start. I don't know anybody. I can do this all over again. So those aren't really cities, but they're states, because obviously it would depend which one, and then I could go from there. Okay, so why did you decide to do the work you are currently doing? Okay, so I love retail, but I hate working it. So I figured when I was at the answering service that the best way that I could do it and still make money was to answer phones with customer service, because we do have a medical department, like I said, and I don't want to do that. Not even a little bit. So obviously, all my jobs have been customer service based, but I don't want to do retail. So I tried something else, and that's how it got me here. What's the best way a person can spend their time? That is, in everybody's opinion, honestly, is very different per person. So the way I would spend my time is with my family. That's the best way. But if you don't have a family you're close to, do what you love. Whether it be hiking or at home reading or whatever makes you happy. Where would you rather be from? I'm happy where I'm from. I love my family. I don't really know my community, so I can't say I love my community, but I love my family. I love where I'm from. It's not like I'd rather be from here. What are you looking forward to in the next couple months? Okay, so I don't think I have anything next month. I'm going to pull up my calendar, actually, and tell you exactly, when everything is. Yeah, I don't have anything next month. June. I have my cousins. I have 3 cousins. When I say cousins, they aren't technically my cousins, but I grew up with them, and their mom is my mom's best friend. Aunt, uncle, cousins. So my oldest cousin got married, and then my second, and now it's my 3rd cousin. So I'm in her wedding this time. So I have the bachelor party, and then I have the wedding in June, which will be super exciting. I'm kind of excited about. And then I think I have something else going on. Nope. Okay, so that's June. And then I have Warped Tour, the final year, which I'm so upset that they're doing it. You have to do what you have to do, so I'm definitely going. Then I also have Portsmouth Pride, Portsmouth, New Hampshire, Portland, Maine, Rochester, New Hampshire, Worcester, Mass, and Boston, Mass. I'm going to all of those Pride days this year. I'm taking my youngest brother, who is actually transgender. That's not the reason I'm taking him. He is not old enough to go by himself, so I wanted to go, he wanted to go, we go together. So, but then I also have a concert in September that I'm going to, which is Niall Horan. I don't think I've ever been excited more in my life. I got that from Christmas from my mom. Holy moly, so excited. I'm gonna combust. Okay, so that's what I have planned. Obviously, like, I have the Deerfield Fair, which is Deerfield, New Hampshire Fair. They've been going for a while. I work that every year. I'm wicked excited for that too. But that's not like it's an event, but it's not like woohoo. It's not like a what type of thing. And then, what website do you visit most often? If Netflix doesn't count, it's probably Google, and that's like Google Drive, because that's where I keep all of my writing, because if I want to switch computers, one computer dies, I'm not like desperate to figure out what happened to it. So, but then it's also, again, my blog site, because obviously I write, so those are the things that I visit the most. What's one thing you really want but you can't afford? A Tesla? Where do you usually go when you have time off? If I'm not going to my family's, I'm probably not going anywhere. I'm kind of a homebody. No, I'm definitely a homebody. So, I'm trying to get out more. Me and my brother going hiking, going all over New Hampshire right now, just visiting different things, I guess, because, I'm tired of just sitting here doing nothing. Okay, what is special about the place you grew up? In the outer world, like, not people that are me, probably nothing. It's just a little town in New Hampshire that nobody really knows. So, to me, what was special is that it's where I grew up, it's where my family grew up, it's where some of my family still are. That's what's special to me. It's not far from big cities, so we're not, like, traveling 5 years to get somewhere. What age do you want to live in? I think it means not, like, what age do you want to stay, but there's a bad side to every age. So, I think, honestly, if we're not going far back, I definitely want to do the 80s. But if we're going far back, honestly, and this might be because I'm Scottish and I know how hard it was for them. Well, I don't know, but I've read about it. I'd want to live when the Scottish were trying to have, with the Jacobite Revolution, trying to separate from England. And I don't know why, it just seems like a very interesting time for me. So, like I said, everybody has their struggle, so the struggle would be trying to fight for your own independence. What are you most likely to become famous for? I honestly don't think I'd become famous for anything. If I hoped, I think it would probably be for my writing. What are you absolutely determined to do? To move on from life, like not be stagnant, and try to make something of myself and do something and have a good life. Who inspires you to be better? Okay, so I'm going to start with my family and then move on. So I think the people that actually inspired me are probably my Nana. And then, famous people-wise, I love everybody in this group of friends, but I really think it's Eldon out of everybody. What do you spend the most time thinking about? What I'm going to do with my life, how I'm going to move up and not just be stagnant, doing nothing, living in a little itty-bitty apartment. Okay. What are some events in your life that made you who you are? Okay, so, like I said, I was bullied out of my school, so that's something. Being abused definitely helped, not by my family, by relationships. That definitely helped me. Like, obviously, I'm still trying to deal with that, but it's definitely something that's helped me make me who I am. Those are two big things. Also, yeah, I think those are the two big events. Obviously, they're not one event. They're a bunch of events that kind of categorized into one, because obviously it wasn't, boom, this happened. Like, the bullying happened every day, the abuse happened over time, that type of stuff. What am I addicted to? Okay, so I'm not addicted to drugs, I'm not addicted to alcohol. There was a time in my life, I was of age, when I worked at the inventory company, that I drank probably way more than I should have. That was the thing. We'd get to a hotel at one time, we'd drink, we'd get up, we'd go to work. It was just how it was. So, honestly, I think I'm addicted to certain people on YouTube. Every time they watch it, I'll do what I can to support them. I watch their videos, I follow them on everything. That's the only thing I think I'm really addicted to, and it's not like a full, like, I'm gonna go stalk them, because that's a little crazy. They are people. What stereotypes do you completely live up to? I personally think I break most stereotypes, because I'm not the standard tomboy, I'm not the standard girly girl. It depends how I'm in, mood I'm in, I mean by that. And, like, I have piercings. I have 7 of them. 4 of them are in my face. I try to break that stereotype that we can't get employed, we can only do certain jobs. I'm not. I do fine in my work. I do great in my work, apparently. I try to break that stereotype. That's my goal, is to not make people think that I'm one of those badass people who can't do shit. But I'm not. I'm gonna prove you wrong. And that's the same with tattoos. I only have 8 of those. I'm not completely covered. But at the same time, my goal is to break the stereotypes. What is something you can never seem to finish? Okay, honestly, college. I tried 3 times to do it before I realized that it just wasn't for me. I can't succeed in something that's not right for me. I tried because I wanted to make my parents proud, but I can't do something that I'm not fully committed to. What is one of your favorite smells? Anything with cheese. I love cheese. I don't like all dairy, but I do like cheese. If it has cheese in it, I'll like it. It's one of those things, but then I also have, like, freshly baked goods. Like, I love that smell. What song or artist do you rarely admit to liking? Nowadays, probably none, because, like I said, I don't care what people think of me, but a while ago, Justin Bieber, absolutely. What would you do if you were going to die in 1 hour? I would call all my family, tell them I love them, tell them thank you for everything, whatever they did in my life, and to live life with no regrets, and to love everybody. What book impacted you the most? I know this is going to sound really teenagerish, and the only reason I say this is because before it, I would not read. Like, I'd read only when I had to. I had a teacher in 7th grade who was like, okay, let me just read this book, okay? Just do it for me. Okay. So I read Twilight, and I've never turned back. I don't really like the books that much now, but I'm a very excessive reader. I love reading, so the only reason that book impacted me the most was because it got me into reading all kinds of books. Like, I'm not picky. As long as it's not third person, I hate third person books. And that's just because I'm not God. Why are you telling me like this? If you had to change your name, what would you change it to? Okay, like I said, my name is Logan. So for a very long time, I had a very hard time accepting that it was more of a man's name. I've accepted it now, but for a long time, I'm seriously telling you this, I was going to change my name to Crimson Rose. I thought I was good. What risks are worth taking? Anything that can benefit you. Yes, it's scary. Yes, it might be a serious risk, but if you want to do it, go for it. Jump. Don't look back. What do you take for granted? Like most people, I take my family for granted. I really am trying to change that, because life is short. It really is. What personality trait do you value most, which most people which do you dislike the most? Honestly, I think the thing I like the most is that I don't care what people think of me. I'm gonna be me for me, not for everybody else. And which do I dislike the most? Sometimes I can talk way too much. I can talk for hours and people are like, can you shut up? Yeah. What gets you fired up? It depends what type of fired up. If I'm if it's I love this topic, it would probably be either my family or there's certain people I watch on YouTube, because I like watching them for a reason. But if it was something bad, honestly, it's anything political right now, because I don't like talking about anything political because I don't know enough about it. Yes, I completely understand that is my fault, but I'm just so frustrated right now, I just don't even want to know. What irrational fear do you have? Clowns. No, 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 no. No, no, not even a little bit. And that's because you don't know who's under that mask, so that's what scared me. The movie It didn't help. The original one, not the new one. And then the dark. I don't like the dark at all. And that's because it's an inherent absence of light. And you don't know who's in the dark, you don't know what's lurking in the dark. That type of stuff, no thank you. What makes a good life? That's very opinion. I'm not quite sure my personal self. So, being with your family, loving your life, but not everybody can do that because a lot of people are depressed. But being with your family, being with the people you love, trying to live your life one day at a time. What do you like most about your family? Honestly, how big it is, how many people there are I can turn to no matter what happens. That's the biggest thing for me. What do you hope your last words will be? I'm going to tell a really funny story before I tell this one. So, well, it's not really a story, but I always see the thing that, like, how I'm going to die is I'm going to get shot, and my last words are, what are you going to do, shoot me? That's going to be me. What I hope my last words will be is, I love you to my family. What are the 3 most significant numbers in your life? 13. That has been a great number for me. I love the number 13. I actually have it tattooed, which I'll show you a better picture, but that's where it is. It's also a cat, and I got it for last Friday the 13th, not this April, but I think it was in October. They were doing really good deals. I got it. So then 7 and 26. I don't know why 26, but 26. If you were put into solitary confinement for 6 months, what would keep you sane? Obviously, and yeah, I'm already a little crazy, so I don't think I could find anything that would keep me from going completely insane. Because there's nothing that would be able to, I would think about for 6 straight months that wouldn't drive me further up the wall. What do you have doubts about? Succeeding in life, not being stagnant, not just working to pay bills and living to pay bills. That's honestly what I have doubts about. That I can break that stereotype. Okay, so that's going to be it for today. This is obviously going to be a really long video, but my normal videos will not nearly be this long. I'm going to point this out because I did forget to say that at the beginning. I don't know how many people actually know this, but this is the bisexual flag. I wear it to Pride Day. Sorry, I completely forgot what it's called. Mind blank. I keep it hung up here because I am bisexual and I'm proud of it. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you do enjoy all my future episodes, videos, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to go ahead and link all my accounts in my blog in the description below if you want to go ahead and read them. So, thank you very much for watching.